Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff reveals how Gavin MacMillan reacted to being offered to coach her right before the US Open. Coco Gauff was always bound to be a hot topic of conversation with the US Open just around the corner. But one decision she has recently made has left the entire tennis world talking about her. After all, despite being viewed as one of the favorites to challenge for the women's crown, she made the bold decision to part ways with her coach in favor of biomechanics expert Gavin MacMillan. Famed for fixing Aryna Sabalenka's struggling serve 2 years ago, the hope is that he can work his magic on an area of Coco Gauff's game that has plagued her for months now. Few are debating the decision. It is just the timing which has raised a few eyebrows. Well, she has now sought to shed some light on the reasoning behind her swift switch around. Coco Gauff explains why she hired Gavin MacMillan before the US Open. Speaking at her pre-US Open press conference, she began by admitting, "Yeah, it was like a very sudden decision. Gavin became available. I just felt this was the best decision for my game at least, and I had to go with what I was feeling. I think Matt is a great coach and a great person, and 100% love working with him. Yeah, we obviously had a very successful partnership, but I'm just looking at long term. I know Gavin has had experience with this before, so hoping I can just take on his knowledge and see what can happen." Asked if it might be difficult to adopt such radical changes during a Grand Slam, Gauff continued, "A tournament is a tournament. I hate losing regardless of where I am. If this was a 250, I would feel just as crazy to do it. Yeah, I felt this was a good opportunity. I don't have that many points to defend honestly in this part of the season. I'm one of those people. I'm looking at long term. I hope I can get it all together. I think I'll play either Monday or Tuesday by then. If not, I have the rest of this year to work on it. But I do know I needed to make a change, technical change to it, and I don't want to waste time continuing doing the wrong things." She finished by revealing how MacMillan reacted to being asked to join her team at such an odd time. The reporter wondered whether he might have been somewhat apprehensive. Gauff was staunch in her stance. "No, he's a confident person. Also, obviously there's pressure on both of us. But at the same time, I'm not thinking about the outside opinions. I'm not thinking about that. I'm doing what's best for my game. I feel as an athlete I can be. Yeah, I won French Open, made 2 finals back-to-back, quarters of Australia. I can be okay. I'm doing fine and continuing playing the way that I'm playing. But I know where I want to see my game in the future. I'm not going to waste time playing the way I don't want to play." With this in mind, it's worth remembering the key changes MacMillan made to Sabalenka's serve that turned her into the ultimate champion. Coco Gauff's road to the 2025 US Open final. With the US Open draw having been released, Gauff and the rest of the tennis tour have learned their respective fates. The 2023 Champions campaign will get underway with a tricky first-round clash against Ajla Tomljanovic before facing either Donna Vekic or Jessica Buses-Monero. This marks a tough start for the 21-year-old, with the seeded Magdalena Frech expected to meet her in the 3rd round. Naomi Osaka should then be her 4th-round opponent before getting to the business end of the event. Being in IGA Swiatek's half of the draw, they can only meet in the semifinals at the earliest, before Aryna Sabalenka will surely be looming in the final. It was August 2025, and the buzz around Flushing Meadows crackled like static in the summer air. Coco Gauff, already a 2-time Grand Slam champion, was preparing for her next challenge at the US Open. Yet, beneath the surface of polished serves and confident strides lay a nagging weakness: her serve, particularly those costly double faults. 320 double faults this season, the most on the WTA Tour, haunted her stats, a stark reminder of what had to change. New York Post, ABC News. The serve, often a weapon, had become unpredictable, dangerously erratic. And in sport, unpredictability is rarely graceful. Into this swirl of tension stepped Gavin MacMillan, a biomechanics maestro famed for coaching Aryna Sabalenka to serve dominance and eventually Grand Slam glory. New York Post, US Open, ABC News. When the offer came to him, Just days before one of the biggest tournaments in the world, MacMillan's reaction was not hesitation, not a polite decline, but confidence. As Coco later relayed, "No, he's a confident person." Essentially sports. There was no doubt, no second-guessing. Instead, it was as if he'd been awaiting that phone call. A sudden decision or inevitable evolution. Coco's announcement was anything but expected. Cutting ties with longtime fit coach Matt Daly, who'd guided her through technical and grip improvements since September 2024. New York Post. Wikipedia. U.S. Open was a bold, almost audacious move. At the U.S. Open Media Day, Coco explained it simply. "Yeah, it was a very sudden decision. Gavin became available, and I just felt, this is the best decision for my game. I'm just looking at long-term." PFSN. She addressed the risk, too. Yes, making technical changes so close to a Grand Slam is unconventional. A tournament is a tournament. If this was a 250, I would feel just as crazy to do it. Essentially sports. Still, she saw little to lose, few ranking points to defend, and much to gain. Insight from the legends. It's one thing for an athlete to feel the instinct, another for the wisdom of the game to echo that decision. Rick Matchey, legendary coach of the Williams sisters and countless stars, weighed in with unfiltered enthusiasm. By hiring Gavin MacMillan, this can be solved real quick and make her serve click. What she hears will be 100% different from anything in the past. Career changer. Essentially sports. PFSN. He saw in MacMillan not just another coach, but a catalyst, capable of delivering transformation in a heartbeat. MacMillan's candid reaction. While we don't have his direct words, Coco's description paints him as the antithesis of doubt, a man defined by assurance. "No, he's a confident person." Essentially sports. That one line speaks volumes. It suggests a coach who knows his methods, trusts his science, and faces pressure with composure, not flinching, but energizing. The imagined moment. Picture it. Coco, driven yet restless, seeks that final piece, serve stability. MacMillan, working behind the scenes with biomechanics, emerges at just the right moment. The call happens, urgent, electric. A day later, he's at practice, watching Coco toss, rotate, and strike. He observes, adjusts, demonstrates. Her body responds. Her eyes light up. His confidence becomes hers. That's the magic, the moment of alignment. The technical, the mental, the perfectly timed. Why it matters. Importantly, this move wasn't about short-term results. It was about evolution. Coco put her trust in science, technique, and precision, rather than comfort. She bet on rejuvenation, not just repair. Her willingness to act swiftly, even dangerously local, sent a message. She refuses to stagnate. "I don't want to waste time continuing doing the wrong things," she said. New York Post. ABC News. SI. In turn, MacMillan's reaction, calm, sure, and immediate, reflects a rare coalition of clarity and courage. Reflection, what it tells us. Courageous leadership. Coco's boldness underscores the mindset of champions. Adapt, improve, evolve. The value of trust. She trusted MacMillan and her instincts, without needing a long courtship. Science meets art. High-performance sport isn't just physical. It's biomechanical art, delivered with clarity. Timing is strategy. Sometimes, the boldest moves happen in the final stretch, not sooner, not later. Conclusion. On the cusp of the 2025 U.S. Open, Coco Gauff made a move that sent ripples across the tennis world, not for its drama, but for its precision. She reached for excellence, and MacMillan didn't hesitate. His reaction, confident, immediate, wasn't just supportive, it was catalytic. That moment of alignment, where opportunity meets preparation, is the heartbeat of sports. Here's to Coco's serve remade, and to the brilliant confidence that answered her call just when the tournament, and she herself, needed it most.